Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your continued support. Ladies and gentlemen, if you never believed in the candidature of Fred Matiangi, you better think twice, because Fred Matiangi is going to be the 6th president of the Republic of Kenya. I want you to mark my words, mark this date. Then we will revisit this after 2027. When Fred Matiangi jetted into the country, there was a lot of speculations. I'm one of those people who somehow doubted the seriousness of Matiangi because he had never come out to tell Kenyans that he was serious about contesting. The fact is, people are tired of William Samoei Ruto, and they are searching for someone who has shown seriousness, someone who can give Ruto a run for his money. After being endorsed by the Jubilee Party, people were wondering, when are you coming out to tell us that you are now ready? Because Kenyans believed in him, but he had to come out and show that he also believed in himself and he believed in Kenyans. Now, just 2 days ago, Fred Matiangi was received in his goosey backyard like a prince. The crowd that came out to receive Fred Matiangi is one that has not been seen in the goosey land for quite some times now. Now today, Wamunyoro was a beehive of political activities. Leaders started tripping into the home of Rigathi Gachagua, and there was a lot of speculation. What is really happening? And one by one, Kalonzo Musyoka, all the senators like Senator Medhu, the former Attorney General J.B. Muturi, they were welcomed in Wamunyoro. But there is one entry that shocked the nation. Fred Matiangi was welcomed. He received a resounding reception like a king in a land very far from his home. Because when the Kisis, the sons and daughters of Mogusi, came out to receive one of their own, I had opined that every leader can gather or can get that crowd in his backyard. Raila can do that in Nyanza, Kalonzo can do that in Ukambani, Rigathi can do that in the mountain, William Ruto can do that in Rift Valley. And I said that the first challenge that Fred Matiangi is going to get is how to convince the others beyond the borders of Kisii that he's the right person. The other challenge that I said was how to convince that group, the opposition leaders, that he was the man to bear the flag. But ladies and gentlemen, after the reception of today, I can assure you that Fred Matiangi, just like the way he annihilated Raila and Ruto's influence in Kisii or in the Gusii land with just one rally, he will break all those barriers with one rally. I want you to watch Fred Matiangi. The way people were happy to receive him. In fact, they were waiting for him. And hapo wengine wanasema ndio huyo. Before you watch, allow me to request you to like our videos and share the video. Please subscribe and click the notification bell. This is Daktari Fred Matiangi.
Wapi nduru ya Fred Matiangi?
Mimi nashangaa. Saa hii nimeona picha nyingine last week, watu wamepiga picha wanasema ati audacity of hope, new dawn. Sasa Rigathi Gachagua ni new dawn in Kenya. Jamani bwana. Unajua saa ingine mimi nataka hata Yesu arudi haraka. Sasa ati wanapiga picha ati audacity of hope, ati new dawn. Nikaangalia picha namna hii, naona Martha Karua, naona Rigathi Gachagua, naona Mukisa Kitui, naona inaitwa nani ile mwingine ile Kristo Malwa, no, Eugene wa Malwa. Naona watu tumetembea nao miaka mingi paka tukanyoroshwa tukalia pamoja ati new hope, new dawn. Unajua sasa tangu mzee Ojwanga kufe, vitimbi sasa imeenda kwa wanasiasa. Sasa hii ni vitimbi sasa hii. Your Excellency, the country is more serious than those jokes.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us make some conclusions here. Fred was received well in his backyard, and Fred is being received in the mountain. The truth is, Mount Kenya has been looking for a leader or someone to front, because they have been saying that they want to take a sabbatical leave. Now, FREDRICK Matiangi is going to be the Mount Kenya candidate, the same way he was proposed by Uhuru Kenyatta. This time round, Mount Kenya have found someone they can vote for. They said they don't trust Raila. I don't know whether it is because of the oath or whatever it is, but this time round, Mount Kenya have found a candidate, because you can see he's already being received well. They are not coerced. And this is how to gauge who is likely to be a candidate or a flag bearer. Already, the Wamunyoro, residents are telling the country that we are with FREDRICK Matiangi. So I have a feeling that Fred is going to be the Mount Kenya candidate, as they are going to sit there, as Mondo Wanyumba, the people of the mountain, they might decide that Fred is their candidate, because he's going to be well received, is sellable in the mountain. Unlike Raila, who I don't know what Raila did to the mountain, but FREDRICK Matiangi seems to be the one who is very sellable in the mountain. Number two, Fred Matiangi is going to be the candidate, the flag bearer among the opposition leaders. I have a feeling that FREDRICK Matiangi is going to team with Kalonzo Musyoka, because in terms of seniority, and the seniority that I'm talking about here is how well people perceive you. Politics is about perception. While other people think that FREDRICK Matiangi is a dictator, while others feel that he's a continuation of Uhuru Kenyatta, may others feel that his nature of being a dictator can also work well, because he can confront corruption and he cannot entertain and tolerate certain things that are happening in the government. So I feel Fred is going to be the flag bearer. And the way things are going, it is either going to be Fred and Kalonzo, or Kalonzo and Fred, the two. But I believe that it is going to be Fred and Kalonzo. As to whether Kalonzo is going to accept supporting someone, playing second fiddle for, now this is going to be the 20th year, because he has done that thrice, supporting Raila Amolo Odinga. As to whether he's going to accept that is something else. As to whether the Kamba people will agree to vote for Kalonzo as a deputy president, we still don't know. But I have got a feeling that Kenyans are ready for change, and they are going to be convinced why Fred Matiangi has to take that mantle. Number three, this is another warning shot. The first warning shot was given in the Abagusi land, and it is a warning shot to William Ruto, it is a warning shot to Raila Amolo Odinga, and it is a warning shot to people like Osoro, Maraga, and Simbarati. Maraga wanted to be the president, but it seems it is too late for him, because Fred Matiangi has leapfrogged him. He has gone ahead. Osoro, as the majority chief whip, It is between a rock and hard place. Because anyone, and that goes to the ODM Deputy Party Leader Simbarati, anyone who is not going to align himself with FREDRICK Matiangi has signed his political obituary. And why am I saying that it's the second warning shot? You know, Fred Matiangi gathering that crowd in Abagusi could be seen as a euphoria that is his homeland. But now going beyond the borders, all the way to Mount Kenya, if it was in the Luhyanza, people would say, these are brothers. Wamewana pale, they have intermingled, intermarried. But this is Wamunyoro, OOKO, Mlimani. It tells you that people, anyone, any leader who wants to become, anyone who wants to vie for any political seat must align himself with FREDRICK Matiangi. Take it to the bank. Other leaders are going to see the way things are moving. I have a feeling that Jichu Pevu, Mohammed Ali, Boni Halwale, and many other leaders, in fact, I'm even suspecting that Moses Kuria, sooner than soonest, will join the Wamunyoro camp. Because already people have seen the writings. The writings are on the wall. And Fred Matiangi is going to be the new talk in town. From there, Fred will be in another place, and that is the same reception that Fred is going to receive. I have a feeling that the government is going to try to neutralize Fred Matiangi. But it is not going to work because Kenyans are tired and they are already boarding the train. The train has been started. It has not left yet. It is time for anyone who wants to join that train to do it now. And I think there is only a window period between now up to maybe some months, as they are going to have some meetings. They are going to gauge what people think, how Fred can be received in many other different regions, especially the regions with possible presidential candidates like Cumberland, Lowland, Western. But I have a feeling that the train is gone. I have a feeling that the government will try everything, but they will not succeed. If you never believed in the candidature of FREDRICK Matiangi, if you thought it was a project, it doesn't matter now whether it's a project or not. Fred is going to be the leader of that train. And people, I've tried to talk to people here, people are behind Fred Matiangi. Whether it's going to be the continuation of Uhuru, whether he has been, is being sponsored by the Western powers. What I can tell you that whatever people want is Ruto must go. And the man who's going to lead that is FREDRICK Matiangi. I don't know what you think, but Fred is becoming a serious candidate.